Hi, welcome into today's CAD lesson. In today's exercise, we would be exploring the frame generator in Autodesk Inventor to create this model you see in front of you. Also, we would learn how to create a part within an assembly sheet template. This is going to be such an educative one. I hope you stick with me to the end. If you would have any comments, questions, or contributions at the end, kindly drop them down in the comment section below. I would address them as soon as possible. Let's go ahead and begin with today's exercise. Autodesk Inventor is opened. Let's get a worksheet. To do that, click on New App here. Under Part, Create 2D and 3D Object. Let's select the standard millimeter IPT template under the metric template and create. Now, this is what we want to do. We want to create the skeletal model on which we would insert the frames. You would understand what I am talking about soon. For now, let's pick the 2D sketch command and begin to create a sketch on the XZ plane. So just click on that. The first profile we will draw is a polygon. Drop down the rectangle options. The last one is polygon. Let's select that. Now let's look at the details here. The polygon is supposed to be inscribed and it should have 6 sides as specified. Bring that to the origin. Let's draw. Let's orient it this way. You can right click and then OK. Next, let's pick the vertical constraint command and apply it to this line. We then pick the dimension command. The distance between this point here and that point is 800. You can type that in the box and press enter. Then double click the scroll mouse button so you can get your work in focus. That is it for this sketch, and to go ahead and finish it, let me scroll. Next, we want to offset a plane to the plane we created the sketch on. For that, let's drop down the plane options and pick the one that says offset from plane. Now let's pick the plane we want to offset from, which is going to be the XZ plane. The distance of offset, will specify that as 500 and we will check that. Now on this plane, let's select that and pick create sketch. We want to create a sketch on that plane, but the sketch is going to be the same as the polygon we have created. So we can just use the project geometry command and project these lines onto the plane. Let's now finish the sketch. There we have it projected. We can turn off the visibility of this plane now. Next, we want to move into 3D mode. Let's drop down the sketch option and pick the one that says start 3D sketch. Now we are in the 3D sketch mode. Let's pick the line command, and from this point here of the polygon, the projected one, just click and pick the plane you want to drop this line towards, which is going to be, let's pick this one. Now we'll go down the green line. Make sure that line is vertical to a distance of 650. Let's enter that. Right click, and now let's restart so we can pick another point. Same method, pick the plane and go down vertically to a distance of 650 and enter that. You can now right click, you restart, pick another point, pick the plane it should go along. Make sure the line is vertical and type the length of that line, which is 650. Let's enter, right click, restart. I'm going to do same for all the points. There we have all our lines drawn. This is all we have to do so we can finish the sketch. This is going to serve as the reference skeleton on which we are going to insert the frames to create the table. So let's save this. I have prepared a folder already. I'll just save this as skeleton and save. Now we would open an assembly sheet template. New app here. Under assembly, assemble 2D and 3D components. Let's select the standard IAM template in millimeters and create. The first thing we would do is to place in the skeleton we just created. So click on the place option, locate wherever you saved it. For me, there it is here. I'll check that and open. Now you can click to place and then right click and OK. Now we are going to insert the frame members. For that, let's go into the design tab, pick the option that says insert frame. It says we must save this assembly before we continue, and so let's just do that and save this as assembly 1 is fine. I'll keep whatever I have here and save. Now that opens up this box for me with a number of options to choose from. Let's go from top to down. So for input geometry, the placement are those lines we want to place these frame members. We can first of all pick all our vertical lines, and so I'm going to pick this line. Let's pick that one. Also this, that, all 6 vertical lines. There I have them. Now, category is going to be the type of frame we want. Let me drop this down. I'm going to choose the square one. The standard also, I'm going to keep at DIN. The family, DIN square. Let me drop down so you see what I selected. Is the second option here. Now for the size, I'm going to change that to 50 by 50 by 2.9. The material, steel mold, is fine. Appearance is as material. And let me get the top view so I see how this looks. All our frame members have been neatly placed, which is exactly how I want it. And for the offset, we don't need any offset. We don't want to rotate the frame member as well. Everything is fine. The preview is perfect. And so we can OK and OK again. It is going to create files for the various frame members, which is fine. Let's OK another time. Okay, let's get the isometric view. Great. Let me change the view and the visual style to shaded with edges. Let's continue to insert the other frame members. Let me go back into my design tab and pick the insert frame option. Now I'm going to use the same details of the frame. And so let me pick those frame members, which is going to be this one. But let's see what is happening here. Let me turn this around. It looks like this frame member is moving into this very vertical frame member. We don't want that. What we do is to use this point here to place it right. And so when we click on this very one, when it turns green, it moves it to the top so that it is sitting right on top of it, which is exactly what we want. Okay, now we can select the other frame members, which is going to be this one, that, also this, that one, and finally this one. But let's apply some end conditions. The end here. We want to join the frame members at this point. We can choose the merge frame members option here. So let me just click on that. We can also use what we call a mitre. I think we should even do that. But once we click on this, it is going to treat all the frame members as if it was one. Let's not even do that. Let me turn that off. We will use another command for that. Let me OK and OK again. Our frame members have been placed. Now let's work on the end conditions. We are going to use the option here that says mitre. So what we want to do is to join them right at the corner. Let's select the frame members we want to mitre, which will be this and that. We can select this as well, also this, that, and finally this one. Now we see those end conditions have been applied. The other option I was talking about will treat this part as if it was one complete body, but this one applies those end conditions. Now let's OK. Okay, so there we have it. Let's look at it from the top. We have a little bit of hang here, but that is fine. We would maintain that. Let me get the isometric view. We want to insert the frame members on these lines as well. Let's pick that command again, insert frame. We are going to maintain the details of the frame members. So let's select the frames. We'll pick this one. But here, this is what we want to do. We don't want this frame member to sit in the middle of these two frame members. We want it to lie here, lie on the face of the frame members. So let's see what we can do to that. We are going to use these points again. So let me pick this one here at the corner. When it turns green, you can just click. It moves the frame member, but it is still lying in the middle here. There we see it. We still want to move it further. For that, we can use the offset. So offset A, let me change that to, let's say, -30. Let's see what that does. It moves it so much such that we even have a little bit of space here, but we want to attach it a little more to this space. So let me reduce this offset to about 21. Let's see how that looks. 21 isn't so good. Let's do 23. Also not what I want. Let me do 28. Let's see how that looks. Okay, not bad, but that would be a little too much. Let's do 25. Let's see. Okay, 25 I think is lying right on the face of it. Let me leave a little bit of space as if we would be welding it. 26 rather. Okay, so that little bit of space is what I want to leave. Let's even do 27. Okay, I think this is going to be fine. You see the space? Okay, that is fine for us. Now we can select the other frame members, which is going to be this, that, this one, and that one, and then finally this. Okay, but for this, we want to treat it with this option, the merge frame members I was explaining earlier. Let me just check that. There we have it. It is going to treat all of this as if it was one body. Let's now OK and OK again. Awesome. Let's get the isometric view. And now I want to hide the sketch I did. That is the skeleton. Let's locate it here in the model browser. Just click, right click, and turn off visibility. Next, we want to put some end caps on this face of the frame member. Let's use that option here. It says end cap or insert end cap. Now we pick the position of the faces we want to put these end caps on. Let me turn this further and select the faces. So this face is fine, but before I go ahead to select the other faces, let's go through these details. Under behavior, we have placement, which is going to be where or how we want to place this cap. It could be outside or outward position. It could also be internal position. Let me select this. Let's see how that looks. Okay, but we are going to pick this first option. You can also change how you want the corners to be. Let's drop down and see the other options. You can pick the sharp corners. You can also pick the filleted corners. It all depends on what you want. Let me do the chamfered corners. And now I can specify the chamfer. Let's do 10 and see how that looks. That isn't so bad. I would maintain the 10. Now here we can specify the thickness of this end cap. Let me do 8. And also here is the size. If you want to offset, you can use these options. For the material, you can change it from here. You can also change the appearance with this option here. If you want to rotate it, then you use this option to do that. But everything is fine for me. The preview is exactly what I want. Let me turn it to get a better view. Yes, I think this is fine. So I'll go ahead and select the other faces, which will be this face. Also that here. this face, and then finally that one. The preview is fine. We go ahead and OK. Let's OK again. All right. Now we are left to create the slabs here on this face and then the one down here. We know we are in an assembly template, but still we can create a part within an assembly template. Let's see how that is done. Let's go back into the assembly tab, and this time let's click on create. Now I am going to specify the name of this component, that is going to be the slab 1. Now let me pick the type of sheet template I want. I can do that here. So browse template. Let's go into the metric template and pick the standard millimeter IPT template like we would have done if we were opening a new sheet template from the home page. Let's now OK. And you can also choose where you want this folder to be. So you can browse to new file location, but we won't do that. Let's just OK. Here we want to select the face we want to place or begin the sketch from. Let's place it on this face, and then you right click and choose the option that says new sketch. Now let's see if we can pick any of these planes, so we begin to create a sketch on this face. Since this slab is going to lie on top here, we are going to pick the XY plane, and let me zoom in a little. Let's project some lines. So the project geometry command, we want to project all the outside lines of this polygon. So make sure you locate the outermost line, which is going to be this one for that side. Also this one. Let's do this. You can zoom in so you are sure of selecting the right outer lines. We pick this one as well. We have all our lines projected. Next, we want to offset this polygon. Let's pick the offset command. Let's offset that to a distance of 100 and enter that. We pick the circle command. Let's draw a circle here and apply the tangential relationship between the circle and this line of the polygon, also the circle again, this line, and finally the circle and another line of the polygon, so that we have the circle sitting right in the middle of that polygon. The sketch is fully constrained. Let's finish it now. Double click the scroll mouse button and let's extrude. Let's extrude this profile and then also this one. The distance of extrusion is going to be 30. The preview is fine. We can OK. Now notice that we are in the part, that is the slab 1 part sheet template. In order to return to the main assembly, we would have to click on the return here. Now we are back to the assembly template. But see this option here, those arrows, it is the adaptive option. And what that says is that this slab is built as if it is part of the frame. We want to be able to detach that. So what we do is to right click and choose the option that says adaptive. Now we should be able to move the slab, but that is not what we want. We don't want to go through the pain of constraining. So let me just undo, and we would undo again, so we keep the adaptive option. We have to create the other slab also on this face. I wish you could do it on your own. You can try it before you follow how I do it here. So I'm waiting for you. Okay, if you are done, this is how we are going to go about it. And so same method, we create again. Let's save this as the slab 2. Let's browse our sheet template. Under the metric template, we pick the standard millimeter IPT. Let's OK and then OK. Now we pick the face we want to begin to create this sketch on, which is going to be this face. Then you right click and now new sketch. Let's now pick the plane we want to put this sketch on, which is going to be the XY plane. I would select that. And now we can begin to create our sketch. We would project some lines. The project geometry command, let's project this time the innermost line of the frame member. So this one, I'll zoom in and select this as well. Also this one, this very one, also that, and then finally this one. All right, now let's pick the offset command. We want to offset this polygon inward to a distance of, let's do 80, and enter that. We pick the circle command and draw our circle here and apply the tangential relationship between the circle and any line of the polygon, again to the circle and any line, and then finally the circle and another line of the polygon. The sketch is fully constrained. Now we can finish it. Double click the scroll mouse button and we would extrude. The profiles are going to be this one and that one, but we want to reverse the direction of this extrusion, so we pick the second option here that says flipped. The depth or the distance of this extrusion is going to be 30, just like the first one. The preview is fine. We can OK. Now we are in the part template of the slab tool. We want to return to the main assembly, so we'll do that here, and there we have it, very nice and neatly done. We are almost done, but I just want to show you, just in case you want to edit anything here, that is your frame members, the slab 1 or the slab 2, you can still do that within this assembly template. Let's just say for the slab 1, I want to edit the depth of extrusion. All I do is to double click on it, and now I enter into the part template. There I have it here. We see the others are dimmed. It is because now I have access to just the slab 1 and I can do any edits I want. Let me open up the extrusion. This is the sketch, so you can just right click and edit sketch if you want. If you also want to edit the extrusion, just right click and choose the edit feature. Let's just say I want to change the distance here from 30 to 40. I'll just type that and OK. And now I can return to the main assembly. Same as for the frame members as well. I can just click, let me right click and choose edit. Then I am now in the frame member, so I can select any frame member I want. Just right click and choose edit with frame generator. Once you select that, from here you can now change the size or the category. You can just make your edits here. OK. Once you are done, you can return to the main assembly. Now that we are done, let's change the appearance. I'll select the slab 1, hold down Control, let's select the slab 2. Let me drop down the appearance options. Let's scroll down and pick the white ash Java. Now for the frame, let's drop down. You can type H to move to the H column, and we can pick home. Now let's do a basic rendering and so view. The visual style is shaded with edges. Let's apply shadows. We will do a reflection as well. A ground plane also. Let me change the alignment effect to photo booth. Okay, now let's inspect one last time. Alright, and so that's going to be it for this tutorial. I hope this has been helpful. If it has, kindly consider subscribing to the channel if you are yet to do that. Also do well to like this video. Let's help the algorithm notice it and push it out to a lot more people that may need it. If you will have any comments, questions, concerns, or contributions, you can leave them down in the comment section below. I would address them as soon as I can. Don't forget to share this with your card friends and save this. I'll see you soon in the next tutorial. Bye.